costs accrue to being Black, to inhabiting Blackness, to living a Black social life under the shadow of social death. What he means by the Black subject being one that takes on a certain amount of social death is that the very existence of Blackness is an idea, in and of itself, challenges thinking about being as we currently think of it. It is, as he says, a human being whose being human raises the question of being human at all. It conditions the possibility for revolutionary subjectivity. Drill even differs and departs from a certain kind of self-aware opulence that bled into hip-hop in the 90s under Diddy and became the more pervasive norm during the 2000s. Yet, this decadence should not be confused with affluence, as Black subjects relegated to an expression of wealth that, as David Marriott says, is the very experience of a life whose bling involves the exhaustion and degeneration of life itself, and one that necessarily involves a gradual separation of Blackness and being. And this is why Black life paradoxically coincides with a decadence that can only enrich itself as absolute privation, and an enjoyment that can only enslave itself as a discredited imposture of working capital. A quick glance at something like the Crush on You video simultaneously shows a wealth that is knowingly excessive to the point of absurdity, yet purposefully does not resemble the posh, sanctioned expression of wealth of, say, Warren Buffett. While the spirit of Blackness has a resilience and foreign quality to it that I think can and should end the world as we now conceptually know it, I should note that all people are affected by the libidinal economy amidst the American simulation and are at any time privy to the flows of desire and the economy of their exchange. While America's foundational doctrines are predicated around the idea of negative rights and freedom, as in rights the government can't infringe upon, it still produces individuals who believe in a particular kind of freedom for the individual, one that when attached to certain nodes, in fact, leads to the restriction of freedom itself. This is because the liberal subject is an atomized one that is encouraged to see the world in terms of binaries. These binaries, typically thought of as opposites in terms of social value, are fashioned as poles on opposite ends of a line, the markers of which are epidermally transcribed. This, along with the idea that the ownership of private property is an extension of personal freedom, can give way to the notion that businesses should possess this ultimate freedom of expression. And if we then conceptualize the state as a firm, and a firm as having the rights of the individual, even to say discriminate against others, then we end up at the helm of authoritarianism. Hip-hop marks an important point in the history for the Black subject, because ultimately the historic migration of Black people north of Harlem, set to the tune of jazz, later becomes the sounds of hip-hop, created amongst the rubble of divestment and white flight from the city. Rap also substantiates Hortense Spiller's analysis of Black culture as a critical culture in conversation with everyone. Now, I want to preemptively address the common critique he made about some forms of Black music in general, but especially hip-hop, that says that this is a kind of music that celebrates and glorifies the worst parts of society, that it is laden with misogyny, homophobia, and is endlessly materialistic. While I personally envision a time and place devoid of these things, I do think hip-hop functions as a mirror image of the world, sans moral and aesthetic pretenses. And whether or not the artists themselves intend or realize this is unimportant. The transgressive element of the genre preemptively critiques the larger culture that it's a part of by virtue of parody and exaggeration, effectively shocking the listener out of passive consumption. Really, if we look at particular tropes, hip-hop rightly compares the life of a hustler to that of an entrepreneur, and exposes the tangled relationship between profit and exploitation. Violent tropes are modeled after mafioso themes and are symmetrical to politicians waging war over turf. The misogynist tropes are a more honest reflection of how women are viewed socially because the world is misogynistic, and we should never forget this, nor should we avoid those. In fact, all of these things are actively challenged by the genre itself. In the very first verse of this song, when the artist mentioned that their lifestyle to some might be hard to swallow, does this really imply glorification, or is it closer to an unflinching critique within the narrative? We should remember that over-moralizing about where hip-hop sometimes ends up content-wise has sometimes been used as a mechanism to diminish the art form as a whole, or, even worse, create a dichotomy between acceptable rap and its lowbrow opposite. Ultimately, hip-hop forces us to ask ourselves, which is worse, the unflinching, paradigmatic analysis of the situation of working-class, marginal people, or polite, corporate-approved virtue signaling, which is only better at hiding its pathologies.
Just before the last speaker, I just want to remind everyone that if you want to write questions, take a piece of paper and you can hand in your question to us and we'll ask them in the next section. Yeah, over there, or over there.
Okay, thanks everyone. The title of my text presentation is Out of Bounds of Sense. At least since the time of Kant, Immanuel Kant, we know that our conception of ourselves in the world as experiencing and thinking subjects, at the most basic non-conceptual level, rests and the capacity to, in a de facto manner, differentiate ourselves from the surrounding space. It is the egocentric framework as a point of discontinuity in a space that enables us to form an allocentric framework by which we can obtain various relations between external items objectively, that is independent of our egocentric frame of reference. In other words, we locate ourselves in relation to other localizable objects in the environment which stand in a de jure relations to one another. Absent this differentiation, there would be no experiencing subject, and more importantly, no world that can be experienced or talked about. Sound as physical stuff has definitive spatial properties, direction, intensity as closer and farther spatial registers, etc. But now imagine a world in which we are not actually metaphysically positing the primacy of physical stuff, such as sound, or the duality of noise and signal, insofar as we have only access to the auditory properties of sound. In this world, which is in fact the logic of our perceptual world, all spatial concepts and registers are achieved by listening only. In other words, listening is only by analogy, and in terms of the secondary order of derivation, can be said to be spatial. In this world, then we are only space conscious to the extent that we derive from listening the spatial relations, which are primarily visual and tactile, such as the impact of air pressure on the inner ear, so on and so forth. This world is what philosopher Peter Strawson calls a spaceless world. By that he means two things. First, the Kantian thesis about the transcendental ideality of a space, or more bluntly, the experience, the space, is not real. And next,
This acoustic world is secondary in order of derivation, meaning that it can very well be a phenomenally solipsistic world of our experiences, in which we can never know where the outside world exists or not, i.e. the issue of differentiation from the surrounding world does not even arise at the level of reality, it only arises at the level of our perceptual noetic whole. The latter has two implications. The differentiation of ourselves from the world in order to see or conceive the world is not real. From the perspective of realism, we cannot distinguish ourselves from the world. The second implication, which is not explicitly pronounced by Strauss, is that we are indeed capable in such a world to differentiate ourselves from the outside. But this differentiation is not real. It is transcendentally ideal. This does not mean, contrary Strauss, that our way of seeing the world is illusory and not real, but more radically, the reality of the world is nonsensical without a perceptual noetic world or sets of predicates that we project onto an exterior realm and by which we structure, more precisely, conceive the world as both reality as reality. Reality is nothing without the ongoing labor of projecting predicates, like green, blue, you can think of predicates of the smell, color, so on and so forth, onto a reality which is itself made of the labor of projection. So, in his book, Individuals, Strawson conducts a novel thought experiment. He posits a counterfactual universe, a toy world, without the space and solely made of sound. This is what can be called an acoustic model. In this acoustic model, we are in the possession of two fundamentally different sorts or classes of intuited items in the Kantian sense. One class consists of pure musical tones of constant pitch, or S tone denoted as S index J subscript I, where the subscript I is the constant pitch and the index J varying degrees of loudness. The other class has only one member, which is to say it is omnipresent. This is what he calls master sound N. Strawson described N as a sound of certain distinctive timbre at a constant loudness through, though with varying pitch, like a persistent whistle of the kind you hear when listening to an old radio. As you dial, it tunes in. In the Strawsonian world, we want to investigate conditions that need to be satisfied in order to be able to present our intuitives of S tones, not as a mere rhapsody of perceptions, to use Kant's phrase, but rather as encounters with sound objects called reality. To cut a very long story short, as the late J. Rosenberg, who was a student of philosopher Sellars, has observed, this Strawsonian world is essentially about four main Kantian points. I'm going to first go over them quickly, and then I will come back to this Strawsonian world and I will say that what are essentially the consequences of such a world. One, in order to veridically postulate a real world, we have to necessarily connect or integrate our different perceptual encounters with an object. Like sound stuff, for example, in this case. This necessary, i.e. as a matter of rule, connection between perceptions is the very condition of possibility of having experience of one and the same object. If we don't have it, there wouldn't be anything like an experience to begin with. But also, more importantly, we won't have an experience of the world. Two, in this world, we can indeed postulate a substance as that which synchronically and diachronically persists. We call this object of itself, which in our acoustic model is the designation of the constant amount of sound as what enables the unity of experience. My experiences are mine, my perceptions are mine. In this world, we can derive certain regularities as necessary for rule life. Without these regularities, there wouldn't be any kind of veridical play. 4. Our representation of a space as the enabler of experience is transcendentally ideal. Reference to the positive continuum of positions of sound serves only to mediate inferences of possible perceptual encounters from actual perceptual encounters, and of apparent form, i.e., for example, experience loudness from actual form. Taken at face value, this sort of a spatial container, which is basically the master sound in Strawson's universe, would be, as Kant put it in aesthetic, a self-subsisting non-entity. But now we can better understand that this appearance is only a byproduct of an adventitious mode of representation. What is primary in the order of understanding is the explanatory role of the master sound as the form of outer sense. Perhaps surprisingly then, our reflection on the auditory world both confirm and further clarifies Kant's main thesis of the transcendental ideality of space. Experience space is not real. What now? Our acoustic world is precisely what you can say transcendentally ideal. Within this purely acoustic world, we are confronted with 3 very unpleasant conclusions. 1. Our experience of the world is ideally solipsistic. 2. If it is not solipsistic, then we can postulate an independent reality, independent of our perceptions of it. But then, insofar as our representation of a space is transcendentally ideal, we cannot then differentiate ourselves from reality. We won't be able to talk about either ourselves in the world or the world as such. 3. If we could indeed posit a reality, then it would be a reality of at most one real, nothing more. By virtue of how we perceive sound stuff directly impacts how we design sound, and to the extent that our perception can postulate at most one whole, then how we design sound or experiment with noise and signal is at the bottom limited exactly one whole. In other words, all of our acoustic adventures will essentially bottom out and get exhausted. They are limited from the very beginning. However, I would want to make this unelaborated claim, and hopefully we can unpack it later, that whether you live in a solipsistic phenomenal world or not, you can still think of new possibilities of acoustic worlds which are alien, yet not unintelligible, from the perspective of this experiential acoustic world in which we live, and which is the very logic of our own encounters with the world. Reality is absorbed without the domain of perceptual noetic predictions, even if it is in the last instance not real or transcendentally ideal. What Strawson takes as a point of skepticism with regard to our solipsistic encounters with the world in which we can never confidently posit such things as experiencing subjects for the real world, for me, is a point of liberation. Why? Because that allows us to see reality not as an independent thing or a given. We see reality as the outcome of how you project perceptual noetic predicates, and these projectables can be infinitely constructed. We see reality as an outcome of how we project perceptual noetic predicates onto the world, which is itself made of projections. In other words, reality is not a given as a totality, like a game the rules have been given in advance. It's a product of our infinite play at making new perceptual noetic projections. You can think, for example, Nelson Goodman in one of his books, he has some of his projections like brew or bleed. Green before time, hypothetical time t, and blue thereafter, and screw, or bleed. Blue before time t, and green. This doesn't mean that it's changing. It is actually a combined predicates, of a new different